How are you? I feel like it has been forever since I've done an update on this whole tummy tuck situation and the recovery and everything that's going. So, right now, I am in 19 weeks. Oh, stop. Like 19 weeks. Can you believe that? I mean, that is almost like, that's like 4.5 months. So, it's almost 5 months. So, let me fill you in. It's going good. Like, it's going good. I'm realizing I can do so many things now that I couldn't do before. Like, for example, the other day, I was able to deadlift. Like, it's not where I left off. That's far, far from here. But I could deadlift, like a plate on each side. And then I added another 10 pounds. So that was like 155 pounds. For me, that was major because the thing is, you have to be able to keep your core tight during the entire time. Like, your core is such, and it's just it's the driver. You know what I mean? Like, it's a driver. You have to maintain your posture. You have to have your core tight. And here's the thing, I'm just now being able to feel that I'm tightening my core, so it's been a whole process of learning how to breathe again, learning how to feel that I'm breathing, learning how to, like, you think you're tightening your core, but if you can't feel it, you really don't know. You really don't know if you're engaging like you need to engage. So that's a new thing for me, because ever since I've worked out, I've always engaged my core and tightened my core, so I know what that feels like. And to do it, like, mentally, you're telling yourself, okay, I'm doing it. I'm tightening my core. I'm engaging. Everything is good. But you can't feel it. You just can't feel it. And so to kind of wrap your head around that is on a whole new level. So to be brutally honest, there were a lot of things I was doing in the gym, and I was coming from, let's say, the aspect of fear. Like, I had a little bit of fear because I wasn't sure. Like, my brain is telling me to engage my core and to tighten it, but I can't really feel it. So am I doing it? So I would use my hands and I would feel, if my core was tight, and I'd look at my posture and I would check my breathing. And there are all these steps that I would go through just to make sure. But at that time, I wouldn't do a ton of weight. Like, I wouldn't even do, like, I'd do a little bit of weight, but it was like a process where you start as a beginner, like complete beginner, like nothing, absolutely nothing, because you really are, like, you're a beginner. And so that's where I had to make the shift. And so when I did the deadlift the other day, I came from a little place of fear. Like, I really did. It took me a minute of standing over that bar and mentally getting myself prepared for it. Because in my head, I'm thinking, all right, I'm set up. Everything is cool. I'm tightening my core. I'm bending down. I'm going to do it. But what happens if I go to lift up and my core is not tight like I think it is? What happens if I go to lift up and I can only hold that for a brief second? That's where my brain started to go. Like, that's where my mind was going. Like, there was fear. Like, fear crept in. And then I told myself, what happens if it doesn't? What happens if it's fine? What happens if you maintain your posture, you maintain how you are, and you can see how you are? So even though you may not be able to feel it all the way, you know you're there. And it's not a heavy amount of weight, but it was still some weight that I haven't done this entire year. So for almost 5 months, I haven't done that. I haven't even, got in that position to do a deadlift like that, So all those fears were creeping in, but I'd shut them down, like, with the quickness. Like, in a split second, I had to shift it. And that is what the gym has taught me. The gym has taught me how to shift, how to be in a predicament, and your mind wants to take you one place because it really wants to keep you comfortable. And then boom, that split second, you're like, no, I got this. You know what you've learned. You know how you've trained throughout the years. You know your body. You know you've been preparing yourself. So that's where I had to come from. I did that. And I was pretty stoked. And I probably could have done more weight, but I know my limits. You don't push it. I don't push it. You know? Then this is another big thing. I was able to get on the ground and actually do a lat pull. And that's huge. That's huge because I haven't been able to get on the ground like that. I haven't even tried to get on the ground like that because just getting on a smaller stool and getting up from that and raising up, that's a lot. Like that is a lot. So I didn't even try it. And I didn't want to rush things. I'm in no hurry. And that's how I'm looking at this. This is that brief little time that all these changes are happening. But it's a brief little thing. And the rest of in the grand scheme of things, you know? So I don't want to rush anything. And I don't want to overdo it. So I thought to myself, hey, I've been working up to this. I really have. And I'm feeling good. Let me see if I can do this. So I got on the ground. I put it up on a whole stack, which is 240 pounds. And I did it. I think I did 8 or 10 reps. And I was completely stoked. Like, I was so happy about it. And I probably could have done a little more, but I quit. I didn't quit. Let me rephrase that. I realized I'm not going to push it. That even though I can do it, doesn't mean that I need to do it. You know what I'm saying? So what are the things that you're going through? Are you like, or maybe you're making some changes on things and there are some things you can do, but then you realize just because I can do it doesn't mean I need to. So this was one of those moments, you know? So I just sat with it for a minute. And then the next day, I did some different chest things I haven't done in a minute, you know, like that was awesome. I did try and push the weight a little bit and I backed it down because I couldn't do it. So then the next day, I felt not really, I don't know how to really tell if it's like a pain from doing too much or if it's just something that that I've worked muscles that I haven't worked in a long time, you know? So I kind of felt that. And I had to sit with it for a minute and I had to rest and I needed to relax. And I realized I just pushed myself for 2 days and I need to take it in and just relax and listen to my body, you know? So I still don't know. I think it's just because I used muscles that I haven't used and my body's still getting used to everything. So this is why I want to talk about this. Because if you're lifting, okay, and you've lost a lot of weight and say you want to go get a tummy tuck, I want you to be able to have something to relate to. I want you to be able to have someone that you can go to and say, hey, did you go through this? How did this feel? You know what I mean? I want you to do that. So that's why I want to just lay this path and we'll just see how it goes and, you know, go together. But that's what I've been working towards. That's where I'm at. I can do so many more things. Like I can raise my hands all the way over my head now. It's taken a long time to do that. Another major thing, like I can actually sleep flat. Like that's huge. And I didn't even realize it until the other day when I was doing it. And I laid down flat. And I remember when I couldn't even lay on my side, you know? So these are the things. These are these little things that it's like those aha moments. And yeah, like I still get, I'm no more swollen now than I was like right after surgery. So I'm kind of lucky in that aspect. I don't get like super swollen or anything like that. And I also know when not to overdo it. So maybe that has something to do with it. I drink a lot of water. I make sure my protein intake is pretty high. And I pay attention to my body, you know? So I think those are key things during this entire process. So I don't know where you're at. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you were thinking about doing this or if you know, I don't know. But I just want to make sure that you have a go-to person. You have something that's relatable. Something where you can say, oh, yeah. Because I'm winging this. I'm really winging this. And at the beginning, it was so difficult. Like, complete transparency. It was the most difficult thing I've ever done. And the most helpless I ever felt at the beginning. So helpless. I never knew I could ever feel that helpless. But I did, you know? And that's part of it, because you can't do anything. You have to rely on others. And so I've learned throughout this process that each day is a gift, and I can do more each day. That's what it's about. It's not about rushing it. Like everything else we want to do, sometimes we want instant gratification. But that's not what this is about. This is about the long haul. There's no instant gratification. The instant gratification, let me rephrase, it is you're able to get up and do a little more today than you could yesterday. That's how you got to look at it. Because that one step leads you a little bit closer to the next day. And then to the next day. And then it's like a domino effect. It's like that snowball. It just keeps going. You can do more and more. So I want to just throw that out there for you. So I haven't had any complications. I haven't had like really any rough patches. The only rough patches I'd consider was me thinking that I'm going to bounce back like right away. Like just snap my fingers and boom. It's all going to be good and I'm going to be right where I left off. I mean, newsflash, it's not how it works, but in my brain, that's how I tell myself it's going to happen. Because I don't tell myself I can't do something. But during this process, there's been things like I literally can't do. And I've had to accept that. So that's been the biggest thing, is just the mind shift of knowing that there are things that I can't do. So I rephrase it and say I can't do it yet. But I'm working towards it because I'm a work in progress. And so consider it you're a work in progress. So every day gets better. So you can't do something today, but you can do something, tomorrow. It all just gets you in a step in the direction that you want to go. Because here's the thing. You keep showing up every single day, And there are other things that are different. Man, that's like a very, I don't know. I'll talk about those, but I need to figure out how to word them. But it's all like a mind. It's really a mind thing. And you can look in the mirror, and I don't even remember how I felt before I had this done. Like, I look at pictures. How do I explain it? I look at pictures and I see how my stomach was. And I look now and I'm just thankful. You know what I mean? I'm really thankful. I'm thankful for my surgeon and his whole team for the hard work that I put in throughout the whole process. And they were able to put in the final touches that I was looking for, that I couldn't do on my own. That's how I look at it. They were the experts. So I did what I can do, and then I went to them. And they did what they could do. And now it's just the healing process. So my goal is I have to set a goal. So my goal is within 2 months or 6 months, I want to be able to deadlift 225 pounds. I want to be able to squat that. I haven't tried squatting any more than like 95 pounds. And I may do that in a couple weeks. I may not. I'm in no rush. That's the main thing. I'm in no rush to do a lot of weight. I'm just not there. It's not that deep to me. I will get there, and I know that. So I'm not rushing it. Even if I just go up 5 pounds or 1 pound each time, I'm cool with that. You know, I'm so cool with that. Man, for 19 weeks, it's good. Except for lift heavy. I can do all the things I did before I had surgery. You know? So, like I said, I don't know where you're at. But I'm an open book. And you want to ask me any questions, then I'm here. Just shoot them in. And pretty soon, I'll figure out how to talk about the other things that are different from having a tummy tuck. I know it's pretty vulnerable. It's like super, super vulnerable. And yeah, we're just going to leave it at that. Like, I'm going to find a way, and I'm going to do it because I know people need to hear it. It's the muscle repair. Things are different. So soon, figure out how to talk about that, and then I'll put it out there. And if you're listening to this and you've had a tummy tuck and you've had muscle repair and you want to join in and you want to help others, let's talk about it. Like, let's get together and let's just talk about this, because I'm looking at like a year from now. How does that feel? How's the scar? How's your body? Like, how are these different things? Because I'm looking now and my scar's looking good. Everything's looking good. It's all cool. The outside is it's just a bonus. You know what I mean? Because the really big thing was the inside for me. And I know that sounds weird, but it was the inside and how everything was going on and how it was going to look on the outside. And I knew it was going to be different. But I don't know. It's just on a different level. So, hey, thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. And I will catch you on the next episode. Have a great day.